Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to some EVE Online and welcome to arek'jaalan. These are the headquarters of the arek'jaalan project, and really the man who founded the arek'jaalan project, delonewolf, is at the heart of what's happening at the moment in the EVE Online storyline, at least when it comes like the drifters and stuff like that. So it's actually changed, I think, a little bit since I was last here. We've got some visitor residences here. We've got quite a bit of staff, including some security forces that are now at these headquarters. So it looks pretty cool. But what's happening is that, well, for people that don't roleplay outside of the game, this must look like CCP putting a $750 bounty on some players. So let's check out the news story if I can find it here somewhere. Community, and then Capsuleer refused to cause handover, situation intensifies. So basically a group of Capsuleers related to the arek'jaalan project, they've been following all of the events here very closely, have found delonewolf's body in the uncharted system of J174618, which is presumably where that huge drifter armada was, and that's like the last footage we got from a scope video was of him being destroyed or abducted or whatever exactly happened there. We don't know. Now the DED, so that's Concord, they want this body for their investigation, but the Capsuleers that have him refuse to give this body, delonewolf's body, to the DED. And so at first, I guess how this went was like maybe a private mail or private conversation, but after refusing to hand over the corpse, they actually, those Capsuleers put everything out in the open. They said, well, the DED wants to claim that body as their own and all of that, we're not giving it. And so now the DED is actually upping the stakes here, bringing everything to the next level, and that is right here. So I've shown you how to get to this news report, but unfortunately I can't show you guys the full release from Fleet Marshal RV Veteran. But if you click on that, you can find all of the details about exactly how CCP the DED views this case, and so what they're planning to do if the body is not handed over within the next 48 hours, or probably like 24 by the time the video goes out. And that is that they are going to put a bounty of 50 plex on 2 of the players, 25 plex on 2 other ones. And if after that, I think if they still don't have the body, about a week later they will have permanent standings adjusted as outlaws for first the players, and 2 weeks later even for their corporations, and there's even threats of seizing of their assets. So this is really the DED showing their muscle. They want that body given to them, but those Capsuleers are refusing to do so. So I also put those guys in the in my contacts. Not terrible standings because I want to hunt them, but just because that was an empty folder since we're not at war at the moment. And it is Celeste Tenebria or Tenebrae who is online at the moment. So at midnight on the 29th, so on Monday, there will be a 50 plex bounty on this person. Same with Lucas Raholan. Is he? Let me see who gets which plex. Yeah. It's actually Lucas Raholan and Makoto Priano who get 50 plex bounty, and then Celeste Tenebrae and Sherezat both have 25 plex as a bounty on them. So I don't know the details just yet of how this is going to work out. Maybe you have to like contract the corpse, and the first one to do it gets the full price. Maybe it's a plex per corpse, something like that. It could also be that it's actually tied to the body of delonewolf, which is at the moment a unique item in the game. That I think it's this Lucas Raholan who actually has possession of that single item that the DED wants so badly. So this is obviously a situation that we've never seen before. CCP has done bounties, but only on NPCs before, like plex rewards. I think it was tied to the kill mails at that time, but now they're actually putting 50 plex bounties on these players and 25 on 2 of them. Unless they will return or hand over the corpse to the DED by Monday, which I honestly, with this escalation, I don't think they will actually do that. Now there could be some speculation, because from what I can tell, nothing is going to stop these guys from just onlining an alt, shooting themselves down in a cheap ship, and then claiming that bounty reward for themselves. From what I've read in the Reddit thread as well, they didn't know about this plan. So if that's true, or are they just denying the fact that CCP has contacted them behind the scenes? We don't know, but I think it's entirely possible that they didn't know about this, and so that now, well, they are here with a very difficult quandary. Am I going to continue the storyline? Am I going to continue be stubborn and be hunted by pretty much the entirety of the EVE Online community that wants 50 plex, and who the hell doesn't want 50 plex? Or am I going to hand over the corpse and end all of this? Or am I just going to, well, scam the system here, get the 50 plex for myself? That's a possibility as well. So it's hard to say, of course, how this is going to play out, but this is definitely something that I've never seen in a game before, where the developers puts an in-game bounty on some of their own players because they're not listening to the NPCs and they're not handing over the corpse. Now, my personal expectation is, if they can keep this up, at some point they'll be contacted by a third party, someone else, someone that's not D&D, and that can possibly unlock something with Hillen Tukos' corpse that has a relation to the Drifters, maybe to the Entosis link and stuff like that. I think it's really interesting, and I definitely felt that it was worth quickly giving you guys a heads up. If you want a chance at 50 plex, keep an eye on the live events channel, keep an eye on how this story develops, and get these guys on your contact list here. Celes Tenebrae, Lucas Raholan, Makoto Priano, and Sherezat. The other two are good for 25 plex, or will probably be good for 25 plex, and the other two good for 50 plex. And from what I've been reading in the arek'jaalan channel as well, they're probably out in wormhole space somewhere. Anyways, that's it for this quick update then, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.